All right, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. This is Adashina Shindara, Lady Indigo of Indigo Rising Healing Through Wholeness, opening up another session of our Wednesday morning prayer and meditation, giving thanks to the Most High, the ancestors, the angels, and our guides, those oversouls and those who give us strength, watch over us, protect us from the other side. We give thanks to our own Ori as we come into this space. We give thanks for the hedge of protection around us so that we can shed all pretenses and just be our most authentic self. We give thanks for this safe space, this nurturing space, this space of healing and wholeness. We give thanks that we are able to release those things that no longer serve us and receive those things, those new things, new opportunities, new and create new possibilities. We're so grateful um, as we continue to develop capacity and to hold our lives in balance and harmony. We say thank you this morning. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. All right, ladies. Can everybody see the graphic? Hola. Everyone can see the graphic this morning.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. So again, last week our Oshun was our aspect of Oshun, our side of Oshun was new beginnings. It was the Oshun of the dawn, and today moving on into card number 2 of this beautiful deck, again by Abiola Abrams. The deck is called Faces of Oshun Oracle Deck. It's illustrated by another sister by the name of Destiny Powell. And again, I want to give them both their props as we use their work to expand our understanding and knowledge of ourselves and just create another place of learning. And so this card focuses on safety, boundary setting, and the courage to do so, right? Um, Anybody want to just express what this card is saying to them? I want you to look real close at her machete. She has a machete. She has a staff and a sword. She's adorned in bronze. She has the 4 moons around her. There's a lot to see in this card. So she's definitely in armor. So, anybody want to take a stab at it? No? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and kind of read the intention behind this card. Oshun the Protector. I am safe. That's the proclamation of this card. I am safe. I am safe. I'm grounded. We're working in our root chakra with this card. And in that space we emit the color red as we affirm ourselves in being safe and grounded and being rooted, being solid, being protected. Um, so as we just go with that into that mindset, it says, Um, when is the last time you felt fully safe emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually? You have summoned the fierce but nurturing energies of Oshun the Protector. Oshun the Protector helps ignite your inner flame, a divine force that can repel any negativity aimed at you. How much of yourself are you giving and at what cost? I'm going to read that again. How much of yourself are you giving and at what cost? Speak your truth, stand your ground, and shield yourself from negative energies that do not serve your highest good. This includes undesired situations, thoughts, or people. Strengthen your boundaries. Take this as a sign to pause, refuel, and rebuild your strength and resilience. Create a bigger safety net to protect yourself from unforeseen challenges. Protect your energy. Create a space both physically and spiritually where you can reconnect with your higher self without distraction or interruption. The divine has your back. Trust that you are protected in every sense of the word, but up, you need to wake up and actively participate in your own well-being. I like that. I always say we're actively participating in the life that we desire and deserve. That is a tagline that I use often in my practice. And here it is, just a little bit differently as it says, but you need to wake up and actively participate in your own well-being. Just kind of take that in. And this part it says her story, and we're talking about the Orisha Oshun. It says in Yoruba land, Oshun protects the poor and is known as the mother of all orphans. Oshun is compassionate and comes to the aid of her devotees with sustenance, support, protection, and blessing. Though her protective aspects might not be as emphasized as they are with other Orisha, Oshun safeguards emotions, nurtures love, and helps family bonds and friendships. And later on, we'll talk about the healing ritual that goes along with this. Um, I'll put it up later. But let's just kind of go from there. Anybody want to chime in about Oshun the Protector? Safety, boundary setting, and courage.
How?
Come on. Come on in, Angel. You cut off.
Hello, you can hear me?
I can hear you now. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I put my listen, I'm sitting on the back of the car
Mm-hmm.
in the parking lot. But anyway, I put my hand over the thing. So just you sharing this, and I remember you shared this a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
whatever season we're in, and this what is she like what is she? Um
So Orisha is one of the aspects, many aspects of the divine through the lens of
mhm.
the Ifa or the Yoruba African spirituality.
Right.
Orisha is
So
Yeah, she's one of the.
Build up on our ancestries, right?
It's similar, but no,
No.
it's another way of connecting and breaking down um, the and getting a deeper, more understanding of our divinity and our
Hmm.
connection to the Most High. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The our connection. So I'm listening and I'm gravitating to this, and I guess I'm connecting because I feel that the journey that I'm on, like, I'm aware of my safety, setting boundaries as I go along, and I'm doing it with courage. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow, this is so amazing because this is it. This is it on a daily basis. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just to be aware of those words like that, said like that, and looking at her, it make you actively be active in your life and doing life intentionally. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that saying, remember I said, like, even a vacant lot, if you don't plant nothing, something's still gonna grow. So that's like, intentionally, I'm just not moving through life. I'm intentionally living it. I'm setting boundaries. I'm putting things in place. I'm being active and being safe with myself at the same time. I'm a beast. Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I carry myself like that. And all good things come my way, and I just see it. I just see it, and when you feel it, you speak it, and it meets you. Like the universe meets you where you at.
Mm-hmm.
And just to think of all these things, and I thank you for posting this, because I'm gonna be looking at this the rest of the week, because it's like doing things intentionally. And then it ain't no, like, okay, if it is something that you didn't intentionally do, you got the courage to deal with it, because this other stuff you doing intentionally. I'm setting boundaries. I'm on a journey. I'm courageous, and I'm here. I'm present.
That's right.
So Ashe,
Ashe.
I
Thank you.
love all the things you share with the circle. Thank you so much for that.
Ashe. Give thanks. Anyone else? Jump on in.
Um, I, I just forgot what I was gonna say.
That's okay.
Oh, I don't know. That's crazy. Oh my God, I've been doing that a lot lately.
Well, it is early, sister. It's early.
Oh goodness.
I had when I was reading, my eyes weren't focusing. And then finally they came into focus. It take a little minute now for these pupils to be like, okay, let's read.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it'll come back.
No
Well,
worries.
if
No,
I may, this is Tammy. Right?
come on in, Tammy.
I'm working, so I want first of all forgive the background noise if you guys can hear me. Uh, for those who don't know, I am a truck driver. I'm doing a delivery right now, but I wouldn't miss this for the world. First of all, and I hope you can hear me
Oh
because
yeah, we
I'm
can hear you. We hear you
all
well.
right. I'm moving and talking. So again, yeah. Well, there is a lot that goes along with that when you set your boundaries and you're intentional about things that you do. You those who are there for the long haul, those who are respectful of your boundaries and the decisions to set these boundaries will be there in the long run. But those who are not so accepting of it will fall off. And you tend to lose people that you really care about at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to, I'm at that point in my life where I have to make a decision, either me or those temporary.
Mm-hmm.
So I it's not an easy decision to make because
Never.
I don't like the feeling of losing people. But again,
Mm-hmm.
I had a choice to make. It. I could either lose me or lose that extra weight. So I don't know if it makes sense or not. But again, my fear is losing the ones that I love. But my greatest fear is losing myself. So again, I am intentional about decisions and about choosing me. And I like what that sister said about being a savage. Adashina knows a little bit about me. I am myself a savage. I am indeed, I'm a fighter. So again, yeah, that resonates on a whole nother level for me. But it also forces me to face the fear that goes along with it. So
Okay. That's where the courage comes in, sis, and setting those boundaries. And I'm gonna read this line again. I read it twice, but I'm gonna read it again. It says, "How much of yourself are you giving, and at what cost?" And um, when you start to ensure and move in a space of feeling safe, when it's important that you feel safe, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, you will things will start that are unstable, that are not in alignment energetically with who you are. um, Things come to the surface, right? The light begins to shine on everything that's around you, and the fire burns away that which is not solid, right? It is painful because change in the in inevitable change, people fall away, and there's a sense of anxiety that comes with thinking who's going to be left standing. And I think we all have that, and we all face that. And so that's where the courage comes in, and the understanding of proper loving boundary setting. When you set a boundary, you're creating a safe space for you and others to coexist where it's good for you both. If there's no boundary, somebody is going to pay the cost. It's either you being too giving or them being pushed behind a wall, right? A wall of many things. But boundaries can be as simple as knowing that you can only deal with certain individuals or certain situations and I'm just saying this, for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes, I can deal with uh, whomever, and I'm in balance. I don't feel pushed. I don't feel tugged. I don't, my butt's not puckering. I'm good. But soon as 10 minutes passes, then I start to feel a certain kind of way. They're getting on my nerves, or I'm trying to fix them, or I see that I'm giving too much, or I feel that they're trying to take too much, or they're stepping on my toes and trying to get my. You see what I'm saying? At that 10-minute mark, something changes. The energy starts to drop. That's when I know it's time for me to step away. That's when the safe space is no longer safe, and I need to move to a safer space a little bit away. Boundary setting don't always mean dropping people completely out of your life, but it means putting them in a space in your life that is comfortable to you, and you have a sense of control on how your energy is being um, spent. So yeah, there's some boundaries where folks, you just say, okay, you got to go away. I can't deal with you no more. Because out of love for you and me, somebody gonna get killed. But there's also that boundary that says this is a safe space for me, and it's a place where I can honor you and me, and you can honor you and me, and we can coexist. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
All right. Yeah. And again, it
I'm
takes.
sorry. Yes, it does. I'm sorry. I had to mute you. There was a lot of
That's
noise
okay.
going on. So
That's
again, it does make sense, and I'm one. It's not easy. It's not an
mm-hmm.
easy thing for me to do because I am one to want to take care of everybody in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but at the same time, I got to take care of self. I have so many years in front of me left to live, and I want to live them to the best of my ability, and I want to be happy. So again, Boundaries have been set. Feelings, I guess you could say my feelings have been hurt. I thought that,
Mm-hmm.
people would be more accepting of that. Know my heart, know my intentions, hear my words for what they are meant to be heard and not for what you want them to be meant. I don't know if that makes any sense, but people will
Mm-hmm.
define your words according to their feelings and not according to um,
The
the
intention.
respect for, yeah, the intention behind it. So
Mm-hmm.
again, yes, it did make sense, and I'm gonna mute you one more time. I gotta do some moving, ladies. I'm
Okay.
here, and I appreciate y'all.
Ashe. Yeah.
Asha.
And it's okay. Boundary setting is just like anything else. It's a practice. It's something that it's an acquired skill. For most of us, it's not something that was um, handed to us from day one. We're as humans in this culture that we live in, this world, we're domesticated as women to be givers, to be sacrificial, for our worth to be contingent on how well we serve others. Not only women, people in general are valued by how much they can meet the need of others. So in this circle, as we are focusing mainly on women, we're here to deconstruct that myth and do away with it, right? Um, we're here to learn. We're here to experience. We're here to fulfill an assignment of the evolution of our soul. And in that, we have to unlearn so many things. We have to unlearn our nurturing. We have to unlearn the ways we have created versions of ourselves to survive. And as we continue to have the awareness of our journey, of our purpose, of the truth in our hearts, of our connection to the divine, of our own divinity, of the inner workings of relationship in this world, things change. And I was talking to Angel, I think it was, about transition and change. Transformation is not easy. It's a challenge to the very core of us, because some of the things that we're forced to let go of are the very things that have defined our identity. You know, being the one that's always there, being reliable, being loyal, being dependable. All those words are beautiful words. And when someone calls us that, it makes us feel good. However, when those things are out of balance, when we are when we're giving from an empty cup and not from the overflow in the saucer, when we are never being replenished, when we are um, basically the energy is being drained from us, that's not healthy. That's not love. That's not safe. Um, and it's not a place of freedom. It's not a place of thriving. It's truly a state of survival. And our survival is predicated on the validation or outside validation. So in hearing all this and really beginning to a practice of working on being safe, setting boundaries, and then having the courage to hold the line, to protect fiercely those boundaries, to protect not just yourself physically and mentally, but to protect the line, to hold the line and say, this is where this is safe for me. This is where I will deal with you. This is how long. This is what's accepted. And then let's look at it from the inside out. Also having the grace and um, the integrity to respect others' boundaries. So there's a dual purpose here. to be a part of creating safe spaces for others, to value their boundaries, and to stand in such a way that your fear, you face your fears of not being, of abandonment, of not being enough, of being rejected, all those things. So there's a lot that comes up in this space, but know that everything that's popping up, there's an awareness so that we can deal with each of them, to stand strong and to know when to let go, to honor ourselves and still create safe spaces for others, and really be a good listener and carry that good energy. Ashe?
Say.
Ashe.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else want to come in and I mean, this is just, the more I talk about it, the more it just opens up, right? Anyone else want to chime in?
I would like, this is Dorma. I would like to say a little something about that.
All right.
Um, in terms of boundaries, I've set my boundaries. My boundaries are set with myself, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
what not to do, because I've already experienced the stuff that I no longer need.
Mm-hmm.
So I've moved forward into where I'm at right now. And I was blessed enough to have the opportunity to in go to school, all black um cohorts, and there I felt a lots of love from the
Mm-hmm.
women, for the professors who were
Mm-hmm.
leading this, who taught how to listen, how to show uh, kindness
Mm-hmm.
for the participants, and that was quite fulfilling. But as you say, as women, we just give so much. And lots of times we're not appreciated. We just don't get back what makes us happy, that fulfills us with joy. It's just almost like a total depletion of energy. But some kind of way, we manage to keep on, fighting with that battle fatigue, that everyday battle fatigue. That person you can only stand for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just living your life and understanding how to budget yourself, your
Mm-hmm.
time, your emotions. And we probably can never stop giving. You want to say, well, I'm going to stop giving, but you could never stop giving because it's just part
Mm-mm.
of our nature
Exactly.
to give the best we can give.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess we have to learn to give back to ourselves more at this point than we give to others.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is we're coming down the stretch. It's not going to be a whole, we have more time in back of us than we have in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my statement for this morning.
Ashe.
Thank
Ashe. Thank you for that.
you. Hmm.
Thank you for that. Definitely, your sentiments are received and felt, and it's true. We're not. I don't think the intention is to stop giving. I think it's to be
Hmm.
in balance and in harmony. Right. Everything
Right.
balance. Everything, um, so that and as we talk about ma'at, reciprocation. Love, harmony, balance. We think of the scales.
Hmm.
We got to make sure we're in balance. Once you're out of balance, that's when there's something that needs to be attended to. You can be too hard and live behind a wall, now you're missing out on being your full self because you have to hold yourself so you're not free, right? But then you start freely giving, and next thing you know, you're giving, 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 and you have no shut off valve. Now you're out of balance in that way. So truly our life's evolution is to hold that balance. And life is going to continue to life. There's nowhere, anywhere on in any book, in anything where it said that life is going to be perfect. And we're not striving for perfection. We are striving for an experience and to experience it fully and then incorporate that experience in this journey and continue to thrive, to stay balanced. So, as I said earlier, developing the capacity to hold this life, every experience, good, bad, up, down, win, loss, taste good, taste bad, pleasurable, horrific, traumatic experience, whatever, and still be able to get back to center, to replenish and refuel in that place of homeostasis. You know, homeostasis is that perfect balance that allows the body to begin to self repair, all of your systems to begin to heal automatically. It resets the nervous system. It recalibrates the brain function. It it does exactly what it's supposed to do to keep this your temple, your spirit, your mind moving efficiently, effectively. So developing the capacity to hold this life, moving in balance and harmony. That's a safe place. When I describe healing, wholeness, regeneration, it sums up safety, right? It sums up boundaries. And it takes a lot of courage to demand, to hold that for yourself, to say, I'm choosing myself, and to release the shame and the guilt that may come along with it because of how we were cultivated as humans and domesticated as humans. Dealing with that feeling like, oh, I don't want to look this way or appear that way, or I don't want to miss my blessing, as we've been so easily corralled with those type of things. Oh, I don't want to miss my blessing. I want to be in the right place. I don't want to not show what, all of that are triggers and buzzwords to keep us in a mental and psychological prison. And it takes courage to break free of that. Ashe? Ashe.
Okay. Um, Personally, I think half the times we don't really understand where we're at on a spiritual level. Huh. Well, what I will say is we need more classes like this to explain what we're going through. Because the terminology that we're using is different. Divinity, the universe, connection, energy. These are terms that are not commonly used. So we don't get that fed that kind of way, emotionally and mentally and all those different. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a way of opening up it's it's a way of opening up our understanding and seeing it from a whole different paradigm. Words are so powerful, um, and the more access you have to them, um, the more the the more expansive your world grows, right? So, yeah, Ashe. Anyone else? There's a lot here on the table, and whatever is coming up for you, please share it in the circle. Let's go. Anyone else?
I wanted to add something right there based on, not based on what you and Sister Dharma said, but like we don't really have genres um that teaches like and share the information that you done shared with us in the circle. But I knew long time ago it was more than just biblical. You know what I mean? And I've been in leadership in the church for 18 years in the Bible and all that. And then when we was in leadership, we had to take all these classes, and I
Mm-hmm.
learned about how all these different religions came about. But I say it's more than that. The lost books of the Bibles and how they was written. But I was like, it's more than that. And then you have shared like the insect. I know about the oversoul, our aura, the universe, but this stuff that you're sharing, like the protector, like it's more than that. And you sharing it, and it just opened my eyes because we are such great people
Right.
that we have survived so many devastating things on that's been done for decades and centuries. Like what? We into centuries and centuries. But
Mm-hmm.
they're still there, and we just need to connect and learn about them. And then once you learn about something, you can actually walk into that. Because y'all don't even know. I done been talking to so many people, I was on mute. Child, they know I'm in the building. Angel here.
Right.
And
Right.
the maintenance man, he was saying, y'all met Angel, and the man said, nice to meet. He pulled out a book that his children made a book for his 80th birthday, showing his history, and he gave me his a piece of paper, his YouTube channel. But I'm just saying this.
Wonderful.
Well, yeah, when you know that you know that you know stuff like what Anna Sheena is sharing from us, like Oshun, she's like boundaries and courage and this and words and all that. It's just so amazing because it make my walk a little taller. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? It make my reach a little farther. You know what I mean? Because I know that I know that I know that I'm standing on my ancestors' shoulder, and I got all this support around me. I got support from my sister circle. We're constantly learning to add to ourselves. And when we feeling vulnerable, it's a safe place that we can come and lay down, even if we don't even speak. Because y'all know sometimes I don't talk, but you know I could talk. But sometimes sometimes I be so weak I can't even talk because the weak done beat me up so bad. But when I come in the circle,
Yeah, true.
yeah, when I come in the circle, I feel you guys. I get, I feel the energy, like how that's one of the words, energy. And
Yeah.
that's very powerful.
I
And
say
and just to know it changes everything.
yes. Yes. One of the things that I really want to emphasize is every aspect of Oshun that we are going to cover from the beginning to the end is who we are. That's the thing about the Orisha. The Orisha, when human beings are trying to find a way to relate to the Most High, to the omnipotent power, to the spirit of who they are intrinsically as humans, as spirit in this human body, there must be some sort of uh, breakdown or demystification of the whole thing. And Orisha reference is a beautiful way to empower yourself because you are defining aspects of who you are as it relates to the aspects of who the Most High is. And that is a beautiful thing to understand, that you are the promise of a new dawn. You are the protector, and you are protected. You know, there are always new beginnings. With every ending, there's a new beginning. That there is a safe place for you. You know, I love the opening line. How many of us really feel safe? How many of us can really breathe and feel protected? That's our faith. That's creating safe spaces by eliminating negativity, by rewiring how we talk to ourselves. I have really been um, being dinged on how mean and um, cruel I have been to myself, as far as accepting some of the physical changes of myself, not even realizing that I was speaking so harshly about my body, about, um, just different changes that are going on with me. I had to really sit
Wow.
with myself and say, hey, I would never say those things to anyone else. And I would stop them if I heard them saying it to themselves. I'd say, hey, so why am I allowing this with me? And I really had to stop and put the focus on me and say, hey, I'm not creating a safe space for me. I had to set a boundary for myself. I had to get my ego in check, because my ego, that voice inside of me was self-sabotage, had stood up, and I was just basically saying, just being in horrible things. And I had to really stop and deal with that. And I'm so grateful for the awareness, because who knows how long that could have gone on, and how long I could have beat myself down, and how long I could have grown more insecurity and more um, just being unsafe with myself. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else or nothing around me. It was right here with me. And just being in a practice such as this, where we come into this space and we're in the raw, and we're confronting and sitting with ourselves, a lot sits down with us. And we are empowered to say, you can leave. I no longer lead you. I don't allow you in my space. And I'm making room, and I'm calling in love. I'm calling in self acceptance. You come and sit in the circle with me. I'm calling in gratitude. You come and sit in the circle with me. This is a beautiful way. And you can always sit in circle with yourself and your many selves, and come, as they say, have a come to Jesus moment, have a come to Christ consciousness moment with yourself, and find that inner balance, that inner peace. And Sister Dharma said it, that place of joy and happiness that only comes from within, that only can come from within. You cannot have it outside. It's only a fleeting, a facsimile of, until it's rooted and grounded and born and springing up from the inside. Ashe.
Uh, Jesus told the woman at the well, if he would give him water, she would have all her needs be met for the rest of her life.
Mm-hmm.
That spring water, that refreshment. If you just trust me and have some faith, do this
Mm-hmm.
one thing. Now that's a measure of judgment. If you do this one thing for me, someone you don't know, I promise you, you'll have this. Hmm. Live water will fulfill you forever.
Mm-hmm. And it starts
Spring.
with the consciousness of knowing that you are participating. You are participating in your and creating the life you desire and deserve.
Mm,
You are a participant. It's not just going to fall on you. It's not just going
mm,
to fall out the sky and say, "Oh, here's your life." Now that you've done, you've this out here is going to make it better in here. No. You have to come to the table.
mm,
You are accountable for how you show up and what you're contributing and how you are gauging and spending the currency of your energy. It's Christ consciousness, whether you call it Jesus, whether you call it whatever, but it's coming to an enlightened state of mind that who you are and how you hold your space impacts what's available to you, what you open yourself up to. Like you said, free flowing water, being all your needs met. You have to be in a energetic position to allow that water to flow through. So you have to constantly be cleaning up the pathway because this human experience is always
mm,
throwing in debris.
debris,
So you
obstructions.
Yeah, you're always clearing. You're always letting go. You're always, dealing with something and letting it go. You deal with that and let it go. Something else is there to deal with.
Mm,
And it's always a spectrum of things. And that's life, right? That's living.
that's living.
Yeah. So I'm very careful with my words when I talk about Christ consciousness, enlightenment, Jesus. When I think of Jesus, the teacher, the the um, personification of love, um, I think of a heightened awareness, a illuminated mindset that allows me to move in my divinity, in my God self. Um, Again, probably saying very much so a lot of the things that we have been taught from a religious point of view, but taking it off the page and making it real. That's through my lens. How you do it is how you do it, but that's how I connect um, to the aspects of my higher self through the Christ consciousness of what was taught and brought to the earth in the personification of Jesus. Does that make sense? Did I lose y'all?
I'm here tapping the screen as usual. You
Okay.
didn't lose me, but when so many people are hypersensitive when you start talking about God, and so they kind of shut down or kind of like hear you but don't hear you kind of thing. But
Mhm.
everybody is not at the point to realize it has to be more, not taking nothing away from God, but I mean it has to be more, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I understand what you said as one aspect of it, and
Mhm.
I get that. But
Yeah.
everybody don't get that, because it's like, just like if you go to a church, or you go to a word-based church, they teach their congregation that, like, you're like mini gods, because
Mhm.
you're able to do the same things that God did right
Mhm.
now. And so many people are not ready because the way they learned it. And so in a genre like we have in our circle, I understand what you mean when you say an aspect, but it's many more, and you sharing many more in this circle. So I get that. I get it.
Ashe.
Ashe.
I
Can
say, I would
I
like
like? Oh,
to
go ahead.
I would like to relate to that as they say about the universe and the many moons,
Hmm.
Mhm.
the different planets that is so
Mhm.
vast that we'll just get a glimpse of it,
Uh-huh.
but
Hmm.
it's much more out here than we'll ever know. And the Harishas, is that African mythology?
Mhm. That's a good way to put it. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's real good. African mythology.
So it's showing you a deeper connection with you and the, the universe, God,
And the ancestors.
and the ancestors, how
Hmm.
strong we are, and it's all about, like you say, the strength, the courage, and who we are. And do we hold who we are through our tradition, or do we kind of, or is it watered down?
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
nothing's 100%. So we carry and we learn and we give and we share what we have. And sometimes along the way, we'll meet other people that have some of the same traits that we can share and build each other and keep it moving, baby.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
I go ahead.
Go ahead, Tam.
I was just gonna say I agree with pretty much everything that you had said. That and when it comes to religion and the Bible, the written word, everybody definition of it is going to be different. No matter what we were taught, we are still going to be able to define it as our own individual self. And that's where I am in this place in my life, is learning the different aspects of how to approach the written word and religion, because there is more to it than any one person can define. So again, I just want to say I agree with what you're saying, Adishina.
Ashe. Ashe. I love the way Sister Dharma just brought up African
Mhm.
um mythology. And
That's
that,
that's it right there.
that's it.
Well,
It.
the truth of the matter is that the original Bible was written in Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and it was redefined through
Hmm.
slavery when it was brought over here. So that
Hmm.
connection is true and it is real. The
Yeah.
original Bible was written in Africa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christianity started in Africa. So there is a level of a connection to that. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
And then it's so much more than the Bible. It was quite a few books that did not make it into the
Hmm.
Bible, that they did not meet the standards that they had set upon for the books to be put in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's what they call the missing books, or the lost books of the Bibles. But it just show you that it's so much more than that. And then
Right.
Hmm.
our ancestry, we came from great ancestors. You
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
understand? And just knowing that makes you walk a little. No, I'm telling y'all, I'm walking a little taller. My shoulders back a little further today.
I'll say, I'll say.
Yeah.
Right.
I say, I say, I love y'all.
I say.
Yeah. So
That's
that's
what
so the one of the things that I always say is every book is ordained by God.
Mm.
You know, we always talk about the Bible as the written word of God. If we are
If.
God, God personified in each one of these assignments, then everything that's written, everything that's said, there's nothing outside of God. There's
Mm.
nothing. There's no up, there's no down outside
Mm-hmm.
of the omnipotent energy
Mm-hmm.
or spirit that's in all of us. And so when we begin again to deconstruct all of the myths or all of the ways that we have been um, programmed, you know, we deconstruct the programming. It's not to say that we're going to throw it all away. When you
Mm-hmm.
dismantle something, you don't have to throw it away, but you do have a deeper understanding of the inner working parts of it. And
Right.
you can really begin to identify all those aspects inside of who you are. There has to be some sort of relaying of information for it to resonate and to reconnect into each one of these assignments, right? It's like the the turn on key has to be there. So we have to have some way to relay the information, whether it's through folklore, whether it's through religion, whether it's, you know, stories handed down, whatever.
Mm.
There has to be a continuum to ignite the switch in each one of us of reconciliation to ourselves. So yeah, this is a beautiful way to think about it. And I was going to say earlier, you know, it's so accepted to talk about Roman mythology or Greek mythology. We all know about Zeus, we all know about Aphrodite, we all know about Apollo, you
Mm.
know, but now to learn about our own pantheon where we have 144 Orisha.
Mm.
There's so many Orisha to learn about. It's very interesting and it's very you could lose yourself in it just like you could Greek mythology. I used to love Greek and Roman mythology in school when it would come up and we'd have to write about it and just I just thought it was so
Mm.
intriguing.
Mm.
And here we are. We have our own derived out of um, our legacy of Black people. Yoruba land, the Yoruba or the Ifa religion is one of the first quote unquote religions. It is not a young religion. It's just not the spirituality that's the accepted here where we've been born. It's not culturally the dominant thing. Here, our dominance is Christianity, Judaism, and Muslim or Islam. So we're going to use that pantheon. Um, but yeah, we're there. We've been there. We've been there a very very long time. Yoruba land is old as time. Um,
Timbuktu.
hmm So we've been there. Yeah.
And
So
they used to say that in Timbuktu, Greece and Homer would come to check their Greek.
mm,
One of the oldest established, let's say, educational places,
mm-hmm,
Timbuktu.
mm-hmm,
I don't know. I don't know the full history, but I know a little something. Hmm.
right. But there's, I mean, even if we go back into studying Kemet, what they call Egypt now, where we get into the pantheon of Ra and Set and um, um, what's her name? Oh my gosh, just all of the aspects and Tahuti. You have Ma'at. You have, you know, that's another uh, pantheon or spiritual system where, again, you have different aspects of the divine
Mm.
um, identified or personified, so that it's relatable to the people so that they can find themselves in the divinity of God. So you can look at any spiritual system and find their equivalent to an Orisha. You know, you have the different monks that have been deified in Buddhism. You have the different in the Hinduism. You have the different uh, gods and goddesses there, Krishna and um, I can't think of any of them, but every spiritual system, there's going to be a breakdown of the different aspects, the different um, attributes of the Most High, so that the people can find themselves in the Most High. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every religion, every group or religion have their own set of books standards that they govern their group by.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's gonna always be a connecting thread in the most purest form of that. Now we have all types of because we're human. There's going to be all types of minutia in there because ego gets in the way and humans get in the way. But when you burn it down, when you
Mm.
test it with the fire and you burn away all the shit that's just filler, you're going to find the core of it to be love, to be self actualization, and to be the evolution of a soul and the connection to the omnipotent power.
Ashe.
Asha.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Yeah, Ashe. Well, with that, let's take in a deep breath and release it. Mute your line, please. Deep breath in and release it. Another deep breath in through the nose, releasing it through the mouth. Breathing in the breath of life down into the belly and releasing it through the mouth. Taking another deep breath in, pulling in all the goodness, all the life source energy, sending it through your body and releasing anything that is no longer in alignment with you. Breathing in, letting go. Breathing in, letting go. Breathing in, letting go. Continue with the deep breaths. I am safe. Releasing gratitude. I am safe. Breathing in, releasing gratitude. I am safe. Letting go. Giving thanks this morning to the Most High for another opportunity to sit in circle, to learn, to express, to expound, to release, and to receive. We're so grateful as we continue to develop capacity in ourselves to carry this life as it ebbs and flows, as it rises and falls. We are competent, we are complete, we are present and experiencing each and every moment of this life. We're taking every experience and building our tapestry. And we're so grateful as we journey back to ourselves, learning, remembering, experiencing, walking in our power, being bold and fierce, creating and holding the line of safe spaces, creating the balance and holding the balance and harmony of our lives, allowing Spirit to download in us all of the different tools and the different resources. We're so grateful that we are open to receive them, that our lives are rounding out fuller, expanding, and just floating. And oh, I'm just so grateful to exchange, to be in a place to receive, to share, to sit quietly, to rejoice boldly, moving in the freedom as the waters roll in the river, the sweet waters of the river, all those things that are beautiful, kind, luxurious, pleasurable. All of those are mine as I create the balance, as I stand in resilience and strength, as I'm made vulnerable and I'm cared for kindly, lovingly. We send the breath to those spaces in us that are wounded and fractionated, and we call in healing and wholeness. As those things are purged and come up, we call on the strength and the courage to confront them and to either release them or incorporate them into our fabric. We're so grateful, Mother, Father, God, ancestors, our guides, and our angels. We're so thankful for our holy spiritual entourage that surrounds us, that holds us, that reminds us, that celebrates us, that never leaves us. Thank you for the circle. We send out love from this space to all of those who are around us, in our homes, in our neighborhoods, in our communities, in the world. As we radiate safety, they recognize safe spaces. They remember their power to create safe spaces. They find the courage to set boundaries. Thank you. Thank you for those who are waking up, those who are still slumbering. We love them. We love them exactly where they are. We're not trying to fix them or judge them. We just love them. And we create a safe space to deal with them, whether it's through energy from afar or physical touch. We thank you. We thank you for a mind of discernment. We thank you for every blessing that you've given us. Mm. For those whose hearts are heavy, who are moving through torrential change, we sit and we send love, we send light. Just give them a sense of safety. For those who are making their transition, we love you. And we say, we'll see you on the other side. We're so grateful for the impact that you've made in our lives. For those who are new in this space, we welcome you. And we're here to support you on this new journey back to yourself. Oh, the power that we have as women. I'm so grateful as nurturers, as lovers, as givers of life. The sweetness that's in us. So grateful for the softness, the suppleness of just our being. Thank you. And with this, I say Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe.
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 All right. One last thing to share on the line is we have another ritual. Last week we had the ritual number 1. This week we have ritual number 2. I'm going to share it for you. It is, I did put number 1 on the Facebook page and in the Facebook group. Hold on. There it is. There it is. Can you see that? The healing ritual, Oshun the protector, safety, boundary setting, and courage. The ritual number 2 for this week is to choose 3 stones or crystals that speak to you. And as you hold them, visualize Oshun of the protector of the protection wrapping you in a shield of light that also extends to your loved ones. Repeat the affirmation, I am protected and surrounded by divine light. Write the affirmation on a small piece of paper and put it along with the charged stones in a small pouch and place it under your pillow or on your person for continued protection. Again, this is from the Faces of Oshun Oracle Cards by Abiola Abrams. And so be blessed. Ashe?
Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe. All right, Sunita, you want to close us out?
I am ready.
Ashe.
Hearts open. Hearts open. All the chakras ready. Feeling the energy. Let's go. O Mother Earth, womb of all life, bless my hands so they may plant and build. Bless my tongue so that it speaks healing and truth. Bless my heart so it beats in rhythm with the drum of life. Spirits of the wind, carry my prayers to the mountains. Spirits of the rain, wash away all misfortune. Spirits of the fire, burn away fear and doubts. Spirits of the soil, root me deeply in purpose and peace. Today and always, may my path be blessed, my home be full, and my spirit be strong. May the blessings of the ancestors flow through me, and may nature's harmony live within me. Ashe,
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe,
Ashe.
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 All right now.
All right. And we released the space. We went over today, but it was good. It was really good. So
Yep.
again, when you walk past the window, kiss yourself. Blow a kiss.
Okay. Now you gotta do that to the mirror, girl.
Oh, excuse me, when you walk past the mirror.
Because I
Yeah,
posted that in the group.
that's right. Ashe.
I had to point to the mirror like that's that right there. That
Ashe.
girl.
All
That's the
right.
girl right there. Oh, I got something to share with y'all real quick before we release.
Okay.
I talked to a colleague of mine yesterday. We had a little meeting about working together, and I told her that I'm getting ready to leave my temp position, but I'd be more than willing to be an independent contractor. I
Uh-huh.
gave her the blank contract. I said because some of the stuff may not be what you need, but look it over and then let me know, and we can negotiate.
All right. Look at you stepping out. I love it.
Okay.
In the
Okay.
boldness.
Get it. Get
Ashe.
it. I say.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a good mentor and teacher. You feel me?
Uh-huh.
Ashe. You got this, sis. You got it.
Yes.
Okay. Look, are
You
you proud of me, Mom?
you so crazy. So proud of you. So proud of you. So proud. Ashe, I'm gonna release the space. We have gone over today. Thank you
That's
guys.
okay. Ashe. Have a lovely time, everybody. See you next week.
Ashe.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.